Hello. Wait, no, I'm here. Free, please. No. Okay, 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 okay. I'll wait. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I saw in the corner of my eye that I dropped to like no internet. So it wasn't you, it was me. Um, Let me reload chat real quick. Yeah, Klee bombed my internet. I don't know what happened. I know that sometimes, because there are more people using this line, right? Sometimes someone might be let me reload. Okay. Normally chat, not you. No, I don't think it's you. Last time it happened it was Reese because he was uploading something. Let me do a quick little test. Yeah, okay, it works again. It's okay. I hope you didn't miss anything. I stopped as soon as I saw it. So, nothing really happened. He just noticed me. Cutscene just started. But hi, Free, please. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. But yeah. Oh, I hope it's fine. Ooh. We're playing Kazuha Story Quest today. Also, we did some pulling because I have a problem, but at least we C5 gamming. So, in a sense, it was worth. But it should be fine. I probably will disappear for the rest of the stream, but enjoy the quest and hang out with Kazuha. Oh, that's okay, Hira. Thank you for letting me know. I will enjoy the quest. Probably because I love Kazuha. We all have that one Genshin problem, right? Do you also have that Genshin problem, Free, please? I mean, with me, it's just like I don't have any cash to spend on it. So, like, at a certain point, it'll just stop. Um, but right now, I had Primo Gem, so I was like, why not? But now I'm at 38, 39 pity. They keep saying it, I keep forgetting it. So now we're gonna stop. Bye, Hira. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend. Just a reminder, no stream on Sunday. But I think everybody's back. I think. I think. Let me quickly type. But yeah, I should be back. Lantern Ride starts on Monday. Maybe I'll stream on Monday. I'll see. It's back. Yeah, cool. That's good. I think I'm just gonna type that. Hey, okay, I'm gonna continue playing. Now that it should work again.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Pog.
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful.
I forgot that he was head of the clan now, so things are better.
The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years.
I see I missed some. No, my stream stopped and when I noticed it, I just entered the building and I just waited a little bit until I noticed that most of the people were back, and then I started the talking. So I don't think you missed that much. So
The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I forget. By that I mean I missed the stream crash. Yeah, you did. You did miss the stream crash. I don't even know what happened. I just all of a sudden, I still had internet because I could like message people and all that, and the game was still running. It was just sometimes, yeah, OBS. I forget.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the almighty shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
Yeah, I totally remember now.
But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
It's always the Fatui. Reroll this account. Can we not? I worked really hard on this account. This account is lucky. I'm not doing it.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the almighty shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty shogun and the shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty shogun's blessing and full support of the shogunate.
I don't feel like Kazuha is interested in that.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements.
Yeah, there we go.
I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words.
Poor guy just wants to sail around the world.
Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way.
Guess what I'm eating right now? Pizza. I don't know. I'm very bad at guessing. There's so much food. Pizza is the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know why.
But perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
Curry?
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Or would that be like a bad guess? My head went there.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Well, you?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Alright, I forgot about that too. You and Paimon recount the attack on the outskirts of town.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Could it be someone you trained with under the same master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
Yup. Wait. Oh no.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer.
Take all the time you need.
I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
I forgot how much I liked Kazuha.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Okay, they're not gonna talk anymore. We can leave. Dana turns into Sherlock Holmes. Real. All the murder mystery books that I read will come in handy now. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Damn it! Oh. The pain. Oh well. I hope you won't forget how much you like Yoimiya. I love Yoimiya so much that I upgraded my Yunjin for the
La la la.
The pressure bear. What is it, Classic? I want to know. Look, I'm gonna take a shortcut. I'm not gonna take the stair. Oh. really now asking me to walk all this way if this wasn't about a once-in-a-century find. We've only walked a few steps away from Bantan Sango's storefront, haven't we? It's not a storefront. Bantan Sango is my house of wisdom. The world comes to Bantan Sango, not the other way around. There it is, number 7 of the lines that President Sango wishes she could say someday. But since cases tend to come to her, she never had a chance to say it. Hey, you don't have to say so much, Ryuji. Anyway, regarding Tsurumi Island... Ah, you're here. Let me introduce you. This is the renowned Feather. You can skip the renowned bit. And Paimon's Paimon! She's emergency food. I know, second part of the Foggy quest. Damn it! Ah, so this is the legendary traveler. And I'm also legendary too? So then, about Tsurumi Island. Right, let's get to the point. The reason I've asked everyone to gather here is to exchange information about Tsurumi Island. My latest work is to find the answer as to why the Maushira would disappear. It seems that we could count on you, after all. Agreed, you certainly do have a good judgment being able to prevent Miss Sumida from going off topic like that. Paimon feels a bit sorry for Miss Sumida. I'm sorry. Well, to get back to the point, out of all the people affected by incidents related to Maushiro that should have been found going missing, I was only able to find the detectives from Bantan Sango and Mr. Roald. Yes, we are aware of the request, alongside the unrelated plotlines of several different light novels, as well as the narrative you are currently working on. It is also true that we were unable to successfully retrieve the Maushiro. Well, I'll solve the mystery for you. Ryuji must have misplaced it. Not at all. I did lose my way many times after arriving on Tsurumi Island, but I did eventually find a Maushiro... Is it Maushiro or Maushiro? In an open area on the island. You must be speaking of the ceremonial site. As for the details, I no longer remember them well. Every time I try to do so, it's as if there's a fog in my head that prevents me from remembering the details of what occurred on Tsurumi Island. Could it be that the fog that shrouds the island found its way into Ryuji's head after he breathed too much of it in? I've decided to explore that island. I'll do it tomorrow, though. It is quite the island. It is unfortunate that it is blocking me from playing Kazuha Story Quest. Sigh. Well, here's what I experienced. At the time, I was trapped on Ritu, with no way to cross the checkpoints. This was when Miss Sumida contacted me and commissioned me to help her go to Tsurumi Island to gather reference material and look for a Maushiro. I had my doubts when I boarded Kama's boat, but as it turned out, he was actually able to avoid detection and bring me safely to the island after all. So you don't have a permit, Mr. Roald? Shh! Come on now, these less than legal dealings need to not be spoken of so loudly. Kama's really something, huh? As long as it's asked of him, Kama will get it done. But if you don't ask him, he won't do anything. Like Ryuji, I fear that I can't remember much about what occurred. I took Kama's advice and walked through a large gateway into the fog, and I met a friendly child. There was some sort of ceremony as well. A kid, you say. Was his name Rue? Rue? I don't quite remember, but we did make the trip in a hurry after all. Why, I even left my diary behind in Ritao. The records clearly state that what civilization once existed on Tsurumi Island has been utterly destroyed, and yet there was still a child there. I could have sworn that after a few other hurdles, I did finally get my hands on a Maushiro. Could have sworn. Well, it does seem that Roald reported back to Sumida, convinced that he had brought the item in question, while the truth with that, he didn't have it. Could have sworn does seem to be the operative phrase here. I'm very sorry. That's why I write diaries, you know, to compensate for my untrustworthy memory. Well, I say that, but I do often lose those very diaries as well, so there you go. Huh, you know what? We've discovered quite a lot of journals and diaries out in the wild. Does that mean that there's a ton of people with poor memories out there in the world? To be honest with you, what concerns me the most about these incidents isn't the missing Maushiro, but the fact that you met locals on Tsurumi Island at all. According to the tales of distant seas, there can be no doubt that Tsurumi Island was utterly destroyed several millennia ago. The monstrous bird of thunder was slain by the Electro Archon upon Amakumo Peak in Serai Island. That was why the Asase Shrine was built, to suppress the leftover power of that giant bird. I forgot that these have so much text. Wait, is this the Thunderbird we've heard about in the past? President Sango, this doesn't have anything to do with the case. No, it does. Although I've never gone to Sarai myself, the fallout from the Thunderbird's death resulted in the strange phenomena that can be found on Amakumo Peak. When you add this together with the existence of ley line disorders, which have since become common knowledge as well, only one conclusion remains, and thus it must be true, that the strange occurrences that you experience must be related to Tsurumi Island itself. Huh? You know, this is all very fascinating, but it won't be of any help. At least it's interesting, right? You really do know a lot, Sango. Of course, I'm Sango, of Bantan Sango Detective Agency, after all. If you wish to take on matters of all sorts, then you must have knowledge of all sorts. I do also feel that this gathering hasn't resulted in any meaningful conclusions, though. Other than Mr. Rold and Bantan Sango, all the others I contacted believe that Tsurumi Island has some unique ley line disorder, or that it might even be haunted. None of them were willing to involve themselves any further. Perhaps I should take the commission back. Maybe the writer's life is not my destiny after all. No, that won't do. After hearing you say so much about the Chronicles of the Sea of Fog, Miss Sumida, Paimon's now very, very curious to know what happens next. As a detective, I do not believe in such things as destiny. Everything happens for a reason, and all occurrences follow their own unique logic. Destiny doesn't come into it at all. As long as we can find out what happened, then we can... Actually, you know what? What are we doing this for again? To find the Maushiro? That's right. If she cancels the commission now, we'd have run around the whole place for nothing. That's the most important bit, huh? That's what you think is most important, eh, Paimon? I'm also very concerned about what's happening on Tsurumi Island. Well, just leave it all to us, Miss Sumida. You're right. It's early days yet to be giving up. Even the great Takizawa Kyouden, Koden, muddled through life for 33 years before he read the... Miss Sumida, you're welcome to share your writing anecdotes next time you commission us, but for now we shall take our leave. Yep, I'm tired. Bantan Sango's courtyard is still the best. And as an adventurer, I feel obligated to challenge the fog over Tsurumi Island once more. Well then, let us meet again in the island depths. Ad Astra Abysosk. Looks like I need to improve my social skills on top of my writing ones, huh? Aw, cheer up. Don't worry about the whole Maushiro thing. We'll get it done. Please. 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 Pog. I'm back from eating and I have no idea what's going on. A character was blocked with a world quest, so I couldn't continue with Kazuha's quest. But now we went through a lot of dialogue and that person is free to talk to. So we can continue with Kazuha's quest. I remember skipping through this quest. I clearly have. And I read everything. Even though I could have just skipped through it, but this is a world quest, so I tried to, like, read everything, even though I'm confused. Okay. Let's go. But man, do these world quests have a lot of dialogue. But at least now we're gonna continue with the story quest and they'll all be voice acted. Why take the stairs when I can fly? Yes, everything is going smoothly. Hello.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
What did you have for food, Queen Sea Fairy?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest.
No, I was assaulted.
Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Man, Paimon hears Mora and she's like,
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
aren't you guys nice?
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Is this your way of giving praise?
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
I wouldn't go that far, but like, I guess it makes sense.
It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
Yep.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Oh no.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you.
Thank you, Ryuji.
Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Okay.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Uh-huh, that's concerning.
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Okay.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. Two grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Let's consider this a favor for Ryuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Mystery.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Mystery.
Huh? You two know each other?
Well, that makes sense.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Raiden Gokaden.
Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties, and just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan.
Don't be so humble, Kazuha.
But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it.
We'll fix it.
But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse.
Oh,
And neither of them came back.
a fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
The dude was, like, wielding a weirdly glowing weapon.
He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
Also important. Welcome back, Classic!
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
You should, yeah. You should, Classic. Totally. That's such a smart idea. I know, I'm sorry about the ads. I can't do anything about it. They pop up. They pop up.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
But donate first. Yeah, we should fill up that donation goal bar. That would really cheer me up. And then we can also, like, reach my daily sub goal. That's also very good. Thanks, Bear. I keep forgetting about it. I keep forgetting to, like, you know, throw it out there. I'm glad you're here. What would I do without you?
He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Donate, sub. Follow, watch. In that order.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason.
He's brainwashed by the sword.
But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
We will.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Wait, did you sub? Why isn't it coming true? What? Everything's broken. No. Thank you for subscribing, Classic. You can use your favorite emote now. Thank you so much, Classic. Yeah, I think you know what happened. It is. It's. Yeah, it's OBS. What do you mean donate? He's oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't show up on my activity feed or anything. I think it is because see, because on my sub goal here, like below me, it did come true. So it's just because my OBS went a bit shitty that it's not working. So like, yeah, I think that's what's going on. The thing is I cannot let me activity feed. Loading? No, it just says, yeah, even down here, like I have like latest subscribers, it's not even working. So that is unfortunate. Let me quickly check. Yeah, it doesn't even say I got a subscriber. That's weird. It's not working. Let me see if I can change something. There we go. I manually saved it. I did it manually, but it's okay. I don't mind. I just need to change this thing then still, and then, subscription goal progress. There we go. Nothing's wrong. I can fix it manually. No need to leave reviews. What do you mean leave reviews? I fixed it. It should be good now. Okay, we still need to go get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Let's. Okay, where is that? Can I teleport there? No. Yes, I can. I'm lazy. Why take the stairs when I can teleport up here? Lazy, lazy. No, 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 no. Efficient. It's called being efficient. Ooh, she looks worried.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Oh no.
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Poor lady.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
Debt collectors?
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm already at 43 pity. Did you do some extra pulls? I'm stopping. I'm not pulling anymore.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things.
I don't think Madame Faurzan will mind, Bear. It's okay. She'll understand.
He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him.
Madame Farazan would show up if she really wanted to.
Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
I feel like this quest is trying to tell me something. Feel attacked right now. Though it's not you reached, it's just like, this is what will happen, Dana. Dana, this is what will happen if you do not stop pulling.
Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he
Oof.
started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons, even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Damn.
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Oof.
Whoa.
I mean, makes sense.
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink.
Now I must build the best Yoimiya to bully Dana. It's what she deserves. I just couldn't give that to her right now, Bear and Classic. Wouldn't that be even more cruel towards her? Just pulling? Just to have her? And then have her be left on the bench? Excuses. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
It's important to set boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand.
I pulled Yoimiya even though I wanted Nahida more. Yeah, but now I must stay strong for Kazuha. Yeah, but like, I mean, I feel bullied. I don't like this. Just having Yoimiya, even just on the bench, is an honor. It brightens one's account. Well, Nahida is very much brightening my account right now, and Raiden is not benched. So I made the right decision. Did you see how happy I was when I noticed that her bare feet touching the stones when running made a different sound? Yes, I deserve that head pat. Oh, give me more.
Amin Omayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
Thank you for the hydrate. That's a head pat for you and me anyway. Okay then.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price.
I think Yoimiya would understand. I have 1 hour to take some rest before I have to drive again. Where are you driving? Well, you go rest. You're in bed right now? Damn, cozy. I wish I could be in bed right now.
But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
No, but it's good that you rest. Rest, classic. I don't know if it's a long drive, but it's good that you rest if you have to drive.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument.
Brainwashed by the sword.
This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
We'll find him.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and,
Yeah?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Same mood. I get that. I feel it. They must have had an argument during the sale. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. We are still missing crucial information. I think it might have been used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire.
True.
The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
The warehouse is where I would go.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Okay. Are they gonna talk? No. Warehouse is there. Let's teleport here. What are you checking out? The emotes? I'm glad you like them. I'm glad I added them. They're great. Okay.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oof. That is... that does sound ominous.
Oh, this must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
Okay.
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
And that explains the weapon hoarding.
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Man, Traveler looks utterly shocked.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
That's also true.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
That is
Relatively
true.
speaking, the risk here is trivial.
I fought an Archon. I'll be fine.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Huh, that's the fire maybe.
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
The warehouse boogeyman.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry. We cannot afford to delay any longer.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Will it like show up automatically or do I... No, it's going over here. Uh-huh. Off topic, but do you happen to have mustard? I'm sorry, I saw the emote. I don't actually, I'm afraid. I'm not a big fan of mustard. What do you need mustard for? Also, it sucks we just came from the store. Yeah, I don't have mustard. It's for a stew I'm making. It's gonna be lit, but I guess I won't. Yeah, I don't have mustard. I guess in a sense it's good to have mustard, but I don't have it. Sorry. I do have ketchup, but I don't think that'll be of any help.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two.
Oh, I guess we have to split up.
The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts, so would that correspond to Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya?
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Ooh, but maybe what you can try is, I think we have like mustard seeds downstairs. Maybe that can like sorta, not fully, but slightly.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Uh-oh.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Stabilize! I will have order!
There is no escape!
Jumpy, jumpy, go! Huh?
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amenoma Yuya. He took my most precious blade, brainwashed by the sword. I chased him, but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. It hurts, but for some reason I can't fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them, I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. Is Morale liking Genshin, or is she just listening to Dana reading through the story? It would be ASMR until Paimon starts talking. I think it's more of a, giving me a view. And asking if I have mustard. But it is the calmness is ruined by Paimon's high-pitched voice. That is true.
According to this letter, A conflict arose because Ame no Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Oh, that's so sad.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenryou Commission to do a thorough search later. There are more important things right now. I don't want to say that. That sounds so bad.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
Brainwashing sword.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
I'm ready. Klee's bombs are ready. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, let's fly. I was like, oh no! I missed. Keep following the scent and looking for clues.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Uh-oh. There he is.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Yuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
It looks really cool though.
Whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
Ugh.
In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
That blade has a really fucking huge ego.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter.
Poor guy.
At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Yeah. Wait.
Solidify!
One with nature.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Here. She's here. Fight her.
Rewrite history! Submit to me!
Nope, my baby.
Rewrite history!
Order guide you.
I'm going in. La la la. Blast!
Submit to me! Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Yeah, loser sword.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you into
The end
pieces.
result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Tell him, Kazuha.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface.
Hi, Matsu. How are you? How have you been? Hope you've been well.
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped.
Blade is triggered.
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
I'm listening while cooking. Aw. You don't have to. It's relaxing. Aw. Unless Paimon talks. Been working 24/7, but that means more money for waifus. Nice. Did you get Cloud Retainer? Or have you not pulled yet?
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
True.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life.
I'm at pity 60, so exploring the new zone and events for a few days, and she will come home. Nice. Did you do any pulling, or like you're waiting a little bit? I did my pulls last stream. We pulled on Wednesday, and now more than half of my Primo gems are gone. You know what I was like? Hey, let's do some more pulling. So we did a little bit of more pulls today. But that's just because I was trying to C5 Gaming. Because technically I could C6 him if I pick him during Lantern Rite. And now I'm slightly upset that I used all those funds. But it's okay. I'll be fine. I won't pull for Zhao. My friends make me pull. They can't wait. Yeah, you'll get her. You'll get the really nice bird lady. I wouldn't have been mad if she showed up, but yeah, no, we're good. No more pulling, unless it's standard banner. And without Primo gems, like if I get like some wishes for it.
Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you.
Paimon worried. Traveler unimpressed.
Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
Good boy, Kazuha.
The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
If you say so, Kazuha. Be careful.
Even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
All right, fine. It's not like I can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Don't do it.
Kazuha?
I'm okay.
You don't look okay, dude.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
If he doesn't listen, I'll just beat it in him.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild.
Oh?
Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
Yesterday, I completed the Abyss with 4-star characters. It was fun, and even more so because one of my characters didn't have artifacts equipped. Is it because you forgot? Or because you're like, I like it. You forgot, didn't you, Matsu?
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
You forgot. I knew it. Nobody goes into the abyss with like no artifacts equipped. Which 4 stars did you use?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Okay.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Okay, where do we have to go? Here. But before we do that, I am gonna heal. I probably won't need it, but still. Thanks. Okay, now we go to the Kamisato estate. And then we'll teleport. I was thinking maybe if the quest doesn't take so long, maybe I should try the Abyss again with my new team. I never do the Abyss. I've only done it twice. And that was just to get the characters that you unlock. Let me get this little... My account doesn't have enough artifacts, so I swapped them between characters. I mean, that makes sense. Mine also doesn't have enough... Can I make it? Maybe if I climb with Zhongli, I can make it. Okay. Also means you have to start grinding a little bit, Matsu. I mean, who am I talking about? Like, I also don't have enough. Like, look at what Zhongli and Bennett have. It's just like thrown on it. I don't want to. I get it. I understand. Okay. Wait. Nice. Wait, what is... Ah, guide. Why? Commissions? Claim rewards. Ah, right. I have to go.
Osmanthus.
No! Spent 6 months grinding for Zhao and it's still not complete. Oof. Oh. I'm only getting into artifact grinding. Please don't kill my hope. Yes, it's you four. Let's go. I think Kazuha joins either way, so... There we go. Oh, it is only Kazuha.
Leave
right.
everything on this journey to me.
Oh, no.
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
Time to go.
The wind knows me.
Oh my god, really?
Into the wind.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
How are you feeling? You okay?
At least it's fun to go to domains with friends. Yes! I don't think I would have had as much fun with it if it wasn't for everybody joining me when we were artifact hunting. It is a lot more fun with friends. For sure.
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Okie dokie. Is there a chest potentially that I'm missing? No. Okay, then we go. Oh no, the chest is over here. Okay.
It's my lucky day.
One with nature.
Say no more. To the fairy. It's my lucky day.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
What's going on? It's grown dimmer?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
It is a good thing.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
Oh no, that's a bad thing. Oops.
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Inazuma fighting music is so good. Did I miss a chest? No.
Time to go.
Nope.
Into the wind.
Nope. No, no.
The wind knows me. Falling leaves, adorn my night!
Yes.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
No, I did really well.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
The wear and tear is severe. It really looks like it's about to break.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen? Though the truth is right there in front of him.
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Uh-oh.
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yep. We can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Let's get down to business.
Cheap tricks.
There's more to the theory. Into the wind. One with nature.
Where did you go?
That won't work. Cut down. Like this.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
This old thing.
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach.
I'm still wondering how they feel like talking to a sword which somehow has a voice. I mean, honestly, I bet they've gone through more weird things in Genshin. But it's true. Are they talking like, are they looking at the guy or are they looking at the sword?
The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose.
If they told anyone, I have a feeling the person would have thought they went insane, or so probably. Hey, what have you been up to? We were just on an adventure with a magically talking sword.
How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy."
Poor sword.
How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Okie dokie. Let me talk to the sword. Oh. Okay. Sword's upset.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end.
I also see a chest.
A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
I hope I can still get it.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
No.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
After I get that chest. Wait, where did Kazuha go?
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I mean, Mia,
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others.
Poor guy.
I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward.
He does sound so calm and nice. Completely different person.
I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
And once again, the traveler saves the day.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Chest. I guess we can leave. I like this quest. Get that other one if you didn't. I did it. I got that other one before we talked to the sword. Don't worry. I got it. Phew. I'm potato brain, but not that potato brain. But well, I was gonna say thank you for reminding me, but like I already left by the time I saw it. I do appreciate it though. I could have very easily forgotten it. Damn, are we gonna fight on the beach? How romantic.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
Oh, even at sunset. That was a much more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then.
Seafarer almost experienced shock of the year.
Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Is this gonna be a really nice cutscene? Please tell me it's gonna be a really nice cutscene. I was like, damn it. Of course I have to do it myself.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Thank you for the experience.
Imagine it just said in the end they kissed and lived beautifully ever after. What, the blades?
Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
but that same sense of determination remained strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
Okay, but like, is the blade talking or is Kazuha talking? Because now I'm confused.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
Yeah, Kazuha's talking. I thought so.
I do not wish for forgiveness.
Okay, there we go.
I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy.
Okay.
Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
There's a Sealy there. Oh, for... No, where are you going? That's so far away. Oh, wait. Yeah, but you need more than one. Well,
and all the more valuable for it.
At least we got this one now. There's the other one, I'm assuming. I have to go that direction anyway. Might as well. Is he gonna make it? Should have just taken the boat. Oh, please don't drown. I know I could have used the boat. It's too late now. He's a great swimmer. He'll make it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh no. Shh. No, 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 no. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Zhongli's a really good swimmer. Hopefully he won't crack his back. I don't know. I don't want to do this puzzle. I have my limits. Oh. I'll probably have to like wait. If I
But a momentary distraction.
Yes, but only a momentary one. Fine. Raiden doesn't look like she's as good of a swimmer. I trusted Zhongli a lot more. I don't know why. I think it's the technique. Maybe you could have used Zhongli E, then climb this pillar and glide. Nah, I would have still have to swim. It's okay. Can you, like, just keep flying? Like, do I have to jump out? Oh, okay. Where's the other one, though? Or maybe you should have just pulled for Farina. Well, I'm sorry that I wanted her and Risley. Farina will get her shot. It's over there, isn't it? No. No. No.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
You tell about the various things that
A
happened.
prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind.
I know, crazy, but...
Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Oh, thank God.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
It wants to be remade, I think.
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Good guy, Kazuha.
But... Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
The decision is yours. I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later.
It better be good.
Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Cutscene.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Cool.
Rest in peace.
It's a pretty blade. After leaving the smithy, you learn of the blade's final words.
So, had to be done in that order.
Kazuha very aggressively but cutely and aesthetically beating the crap out of a sword while being possessed.
His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous if you ask me. The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Let's go. I'm lazy. We're teleporting.
La la la.
Ooh, he's here. It's weird that the statue is empty. But I like it, too. Hello.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Good.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Okay. He left? Wait, I got the blade? what a cool blade. Thank God it's locked.
Mr. Nagato's survival is the one silver lining in this whole catastrophe. We will continue to monitor his condition and hope he recovers soon.
I hope he recovers soon as well. But it's useless for Kazuha. Doesn't that suck? Like the blade he forged is like useless for himself. Because I was gonna ask, like, is this like the blade you pull for him? Like, because that would be very interesting. I'm gonna teleport back to Leeway, actually. No, actually, what I want to do, kinda, maybe... No, because it's late. No, I can, like, a little bit. Kazuha needs... Ah, and that blade doesn't have that. I didn't pay attention. Let me see. Ah, no, it's attack. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Kazuha needs. Should I do the abyss? I don't know.
Explosion inside city?
I don't know.
Whoa. Grounded be thy woe. Explosions can hurt people.
Actually, before I do that, let me get my stuff with Catherine. Hi, alrighty boyos. How are you doing? How are you doing? How have you been?
Ad Astra Abyss.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yep. Thanks. I think that's it. Would you like to check the new area a bit? I want to, but I feel like I should set out more time for it, if I'm being honest. If that makes any sense. Because I don't want to stream for much longer. So I'd rather do it when... I mean, just a sneak peek. Okay, we can have a quick sneak peek. Fine. That's true. We could do that real quick. Great. What about you? I'm good. Thanks for asking. But I'm happy you're doing great. That's great to hear. We just finished Kazuha Story Quest. It was good. I liked it. But I also really like Kazuha. Again, very deep storylines. I'm laughing, but it's true though. It's taking a while. I haven't been there. Just a really quick sneak peek into like the new area. Look, I'm gonna like go around because I don't trust myself. Wait, actually, how should I go? No, I should go here. Let's go. What? damn it! You're so mean! I was too zoomed out. I didn't even see it, of course. What? 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 No! Tell me! What did I miss? What was there? What? No! Tell me! Don't bully me! I'm going back! I'm so distrustful. Is it gonna, like, start a quest? It is gonna start a quest. I know that it's gonna start a quest. My whole game's stuck. My PC can't handle it. What's happening? Carp's wrist? Imagine my game crashing.
These bombs, so heavy.
Ruined. It can't handle it. Too much. Welcome! One's name is Fujin, the local adeptus, and this is the tiny little teapot realm one calls home for now. You tricked me. Huh? We were still in the mountains just now. How did we suddenly end up... One invited you to come as guests, yet failed to sufficiently explain beforehand. Such behavior was careless, and one begs for your forgiveness. Paimon's just not sure this counts as an invitation, that's all. So, do you just swoosh all visitors to Chenyu Vale in here like this? Of course not. Many come and go from Chenyu Vale, but it was only in light of your incredible compatibility with the local spirit veins that I chose to invite the two of you. You know us? Your names were carried here by the fish that swim. I have long anticipated your visit, the ones I was catching. It is a pity that it is now not quite convenient. Else I would have invited you to a tea tasting banquet. Speaking of which, I am quite sorry, but I have a request to make of you. Don't they all? She's very pretty. Please speak. Thank you. I presume the two of you have heard of the tea village of Chenyu Vale. They said how to pronounce it, but I don't know. Qiao Ying Village? This land has been famous for its cool, fragrant waters since ancient times. The people are of gentle character, and the pristine pebbles in its streams are exquisite. I hear a but incoming. Precisely, the waters and soil of Chenyu Vale have begun to change recently, as has the scent of its tea. Chaoyong village will inevitably decline should this persist. One hopes that you two can resolve the disharmony of the soil and water on one's behalf. The water veins are spread across the mountains, but my power is no longer sufficient, nor is the present a good time for me to move about. Thus, I must rely on your kindness and aid. We aren't exactly experts when it comes to dealing with soil and water. Is there a problem that Fedor can just solve by restoring the gratuitous violence? Just as I heard, you are quite direct, but fret not. You are clever by nature. I trust that you shall get to the heart of any problems you might encounter. Still not quite getting it. Though one travels the world, if all is understood, then it would still be boring. Though I'd like to say that this matter and I, well, let us just say that I shouldn't mislead you with superficial statements. My apologies. This quest takes 2 hours max. I mean, but I don't, like, I would have preferred not doing this right now. I would have preferred if I even kept this cutscene until I was actually gonna play this. Honestly. So... But oh well. Well then, allow me to share some of the adeptal energy dwelling in the mortal world with you, to aid you in traversing the landscape and piercing the fog. Oh right, it's nice to meet you. I mean, welcome to this place. That is to say, welcome to Chenyu Vale. Thanks, though we really are just passing through. I'm really sorry, but I was quite looking forward to meeting you face to face and was rather hoping you two would be magnanimous enough to forgive the impropriety. Yes, now that you have been indwelled with my adeptal energy, things will become much more convenient. Now please try the wonders of said energy for yourself. Oh god. You may glimpse wondrous pearls of water scattered in the wilds of Chenyu Vale that have absorbed errant adeptal energy and now float. Use the adeptal energy granted by Fujin to briefly transform into a golden carp fish and enter them. Okay. Once you're inside the pearls of water, you can go anywhere you please. You can hold the jump button to leave vertically. Uh-huh. Ooh, that's pretty though. This way, you can cross over the mountains and forests with ease, just like the golden carpfish in legends of yore. She's very pretty.
So heavy.
Miss Fish Lady! By the way, Paimon's not sure if this is an appropriate thing to say, but your aura seems a bit different from that of the other Adepti we've met somehow. My friends have said similar things before, but surely it's only natural that each individual person... I mean, Adeptus has an aura of their own. Your friends, huh? Ooh, they must also be formidable Adepti, like Mooncarver or Mountain Shaper. Yes, that's exactly how it is. It's just that those two friends are probably busy taking care of their own affairs right now. That is why one must lead this business of nursing the water and soil to the two of you instead. Still not sure what exactly it is we're meant to do, but we'll go take a look anyway. Only not now. I'm gonna stay in our teapot for a little bit. Let me get my achievements though. Where is it? Inazuma. Follow 4 Sealy to their Sealy courts on Arakumi Island, Kanazuka, and Yashiori Island in Inazuma. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Now it is time for me to wrap up. If you will go, it will just take you outside and you will be free to sneak peek as much as you want. No, no. No, no. Well...
Clee was a brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you?
Oof. See, Golden, you can... Can you hear me? Paimon doesn't think we'll get far investigating the water and soil. Let's head to the
Totoko? Totoko, where are you?
I'll get the statue. I'm listening to the music. I got overwhelmed by new music. That's the only thing I'll be doing, though. The statue. What is that? Damn, that's big. I don't think I have anything to offer you. No. "29 waypoints. I saw it was a lot. Music is great. Very pretty. Very pretty. Look at that thing. Hi, Yelan will be beacons. Let me get my achievement again. Should have waited. To touch the face of heaven. Use adeptal energy to temporarily break free from the earth's shackles. Ew. Zoo Tycoon. Okay. Perfect time to wrap up the stream. I think. I know it's early, but it's still almost a 3.5 hour stream. I think I did quite well. And we did Kazuha's quest. I think it was pretty great. Let me quickly switch